right now is the time of year, the spring and summer months. We're outside now taking pictures of the things that we see. But the thing is, how do you take really good pictures? So that's what I want to know, not just on my little phone, whatever. Well, joining us now, amateur photographer I.J. Hudson. You know a little bit about this. Good to see you this morning. First things first, what do we need to take really good pictures?
The camera that you have with you, and then figuring out how you really need to use it. The cameras we have today, both cell phone and the regular camera, they have all kinds of settings in here that can help you. But you need to get familiar with what those settings are. They have different scenes, they have different ways of setting exposure, how to prioritize, how fast the shutter speed is, all kinds of different things like that. And you wind up with some pictures like this. If you don't have a fancy camera, you can still get a few pictures like this. This is stop motion, of course, of a... Let's see if we get this to stop.
It's going to go.
Oh, we'll go back this way. We'll try again. No, we'll get it going this way. Technology is a great thing. There's a barred owl. That's in one of the local parks.
Now, what kind of equipment did you use to take these pictures?
There's a long lens here, and that's probably about 1/800th of a second, and then a little post-processing after the picture comes up. This is a great blue heron who's in flight. Watching the mechanics of them is really cool. See how the wings kind of fold up?
Yeah.
And you can get these if you're careful. This is in my backyard. That's a young hawk sitting right in my backyard.
Huh. Now, let's say I don't have a lot of money to spend, but I really love taking pictures of wildlife, different shots. What can I do with my phone or with a simple camera? What are some things I can do with the digital processing now to make a better picture?
Yeah. Well, even a point-and-shoot camera has a lot of these settings in it. The camera of today is not the camera of 2 years ago. This was taken down on the C&O Canal, a tight shot of onyx retrieving, and I blew it up just a little bit with my camera. You probably couldn't get this same shot with the camera phone, but you could get close. This is one of the shots where it's tough to get animals looking straight at you, both eyes at the same time.
Right.
It looks like he's not real happy with me, but it's okay. And hummingbirds. My favorite are hummingbirds. And he's on top of zinnia flowers here. And watch this. Did you know a hummingbird had a tongue that long?
No.
They get down into the nectar
I
that
did
way.
not. That's really impressive.
They're really cool. And this, you remember we had a winter not long ago?
Sure.
Pileated woodpecker, and this, of course, is a cardinal. And the contrast with the snow and ice is really good.
Huh. Well, where do you go in Washington area to take good pictures?
My favorite spot, because it's not too far from my home, is I go along the C&O Canal.
Okay.
And there's lots of wildlife there, and the wildlife is different during different times of the year. You can go in the morning and watch some of the feedings. You can go late in the day, and if things kind of settle down a little bit. That's one of my favorites. And a lot of the parks, some are free, some you have to pay for. And if you're a senior, you can get a lifetime pass for $10 for all the national parks for life. So it makes it a great place to go take kids too.
Wow. Well, I'm curious, is there a website or a place where anybody can go to kind of read more about some of these tips, the types of cameras and the things that you can use?
They're all over the place.
Okay.
I would caution you, though, check the date. Some of the things that were true in 2012, they're not true so much anymore with all the advances. I was talking briefly about the cell phone. Your cell phone has a lot of the same settings that the new cameras have. There's the size of the picture. I mean, if you're one of those guys that holds the camera out like this and going to take a selfie, you're going to get a picture, but it's not going to be that great. You need two hands on a cell phone to get the really, really good picture. And if you need a smaller size to put it to Facebook, that's one thing. But if you want a really good picture, be sure all the pictures you take in your cell phone go to the storage card.
Okay.
That way you take the storage card out, put it in your computer somewhere, and then do a good job of post-processing to bring out the highlights. Like this particular bird is a cedar waxwing. And the cool thing about it, my tree in my backyard, see all these big flurry of birds? They're waiting for their time to drink some sap out of the maple tree. So it's a huge flock. Now, this is probably about 1/800th of a second to stop these birds in flight and keep them in focus. My friend Jay, bluebird getting ready to feed its flock. This is great blue heron who's going to chase this egret away from his feeding ground. He just couldn't take it longer. You stop, you watch, and things like that happen.
That is so impressive.
Right.
It is. We appreciate you coming in and just telling us, showing us some of the pictures, the amazing images that you've taken, and educating us on some little things. I'm going to go out today, this afternoon, and take my little cell phone camera
Take
and just try
pictures
some
right
things.
now. Create your own gallery. Then come back in 2 months and see how much improvement has happened. And post it. Post it on your website.
I will do that.
And these are camera phone pictures.
These are camera phone pictures.
Yeah.
That's just amazing. I.J., Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Good to see you. Amateur photographer I.J. Hudson. So again, once again, it's that time of year right now when we're talking about, again, taking pictures outside, go out and experiment, and as he says, play around with the settings on your phone. You'd be surprised at what you can produce.